Okay, ladies and gentlemen, members of the jury, members of the Roll the Tape film crew, we have a very special guest with us today. She donated her time while she's in training camp, while she's ready to weigh in, while she's ready to compete on November the 10th. We have her here live and live in color. Oshae, Sugar. Let me get it right now. Let me get it right now. Sugar, Oshae Jones. Oshae, thank you for joining us today on the podcast. We appreciate you.
No problem. Thank you for having me.
Awesome. So let's start from the very, very beginning. Are you from Toledo, Ohio, or were you born and raised somewhere else and you moved to Toledo?
No, I was born and raised in Toledo, Ohio, and I recently moved to Albany, Georgia, and I train in Philly now. So I've been, a little everywhere now.
Yeah, we definitely going to talk about your training in Philly. Everybody that knows me on YouTube, off YouTube, in the sport of boxing, in the business of boxing, of course, I'm a manager. They know I represent my hometown of Philly all day, every day, 215. So we're going to get to that. But before we do, so you're born and raised in Toledo, Ohio. I know there are certain parts in Toledo that's very, very rough. I don't know if that's where you from. Can you give us a little bit of history on Toledo? Because some of the audience might not even know about the history of Toledo, Ohio.
Well, I don't really know too much like historical history, but I know Toledo, Ohio is called the Glass City. Our baseball team is called the Mud Hens, so we really say mud made, like we got it off the mud because it's really not nothing there, like anything at all, like positive. But we have a lot of boxers there. We have my brother Otha Jones III. We have Tyler McCurry. We have Robert Easter E Bunny. We got Albert Prince Bell. We got Jerry Anderson. We got a lot of boxers, and especially we got a lot of boxers coming up, like up and coming boxers. But we're basically known for just factory work. If you're not an athlete, you basically, getting money by a factory. So my mom, she works at Chrysler. My sister, she works at Ford. So it's just like it's just factory work, like all over.
Yeah, yeah. How far is Toledo from like Cleveland, Ohio, Cincinnati, Ohio? Is that pretty far away?
Um, Shout out to Cleveland Tiger, Tiger, my brother Tiger for there. BJ Charles Conwell, Isaiah's team. So I know a lot of people in Cleveland also, but it's only like 2 hours, 2 hours, 2 hours away. Cincinnati, I say 2 hours and a half. Not really too much. We got Akron.
Akron, yep. Akron, yep.
Dayton. We got a lot of Cincinnati, Columbus. We got Columbus, Ohio, but it's really not nothing in Toledo, Ohio. I would say I'm from the south side of Toledo, so that's really bottom of the barrel. But but my parents wasn't together. My mom, she always lived, in a better, environment. But when I go train and everything, I was always surrounded by bad negativity, drugs, But I was doing something positive. But so it was just it is kind of hard. It is hard, trying to make it out the mud. That's why we call it the mud, Toledo, Ohio, the mud made. But yeah, it's rough. I'm not gonna lie, it's a struggle.
Yeah, and I totally can relate, and I'm sure some of the people that watch this channel can relate to some of the things and the struggles that you're referring to. You mentioned two fighters. Most people know they've been all over the world at this point, and they also been on TV and been on some big fights. At least we know E Bunny, as y'all call him, Robert Easter Jr., Toledo, Ohio, and even Big Baby, Jared Anderson. So I don't know if they were a part of your motivation, but you mentioned your older brother as well, who is also a fighter. What motivated you as a woman to get involved in boxing, even starting in the amateurs? What motivated you to get in boxing in the first place?
Well, I come from a boxing family, so my father, he was my coach. My bigger brother, he was a boxer also, and my little brother is a boxer also. So I think it was kind of just expected for me to box. Especially because I was good at it. I got there the first day. I really wanted to work out because I was like a chubby kid, And I was at that age, like 11, preteen. Just wanted to, get better looks and everything. Wanted to fit in and everything. So I go there the first day, and my dad, I'm like, I don't want to box. I just want to work out. He's like, okay. So we work out for 5 to 6, and I'm working out. I'm doing good. I'm keeping up. He's like, oh, you a natural. You a natural. And 6 to 7 was boxing, but I didn't know that. So he like wrap up. I'm like, wrap what? Wrap up what? Like what? He's like, you got to spar. So I get in there. I only know a jab and a one
So
two.
hold on for a minute. So Sugar, you mean to tell me your first day in the actual gym, you went there to train, regular training, nothing
Yeah.
related to boxing, and then your first day you had to wrap up and spar?
Yes, he's like wrap up. I'm like wrap what? Like what? What did you talk about? Wrap my hair? Like wrap what? So I get in. I just know, the girl that actually sparred, she was there for about 2 years, and it was my first day. But I beat her with just a jab and a one two, just off the strength, off of just natural, just athletic, and having a heart, having a grind. Like nobody's gonna beat me, just like off that. And he was like, oh yeah, what, you going to the Olympics? And I'm like, but it was just expected for me, and I just took it and ran with it.
Well, you took it, you ran with it, kept the ball, and ran very far because you are the 2021 Olympic bronze medalist.
Yes.
How did that make you feel before you even got there? What were you nervous? I'm talking about at the actual game, like when you first got there, knowing that you were going to compete. How was your feeling? What ran through your mind?
Well, when I first got there, I was just happy to be there. I was just happy for the experience. But overall, I think the experience was like very, I don't want to sound ungrateful, but it was very like, I would say very depressing, because as a boxer, um, we have to save our energy. So we can't go outside and play basketball or volleyball with our teammates. We can't go outside and chill. We have to, be in bed, laying down, resting our legs and everything. And also, we had a big food court. Like that was a chill spot, just the food court. After you get done eating, you talk, you chill, you mingle with other countries and everything. And as a boxer, who want to be surrounded by food and you can't eat? Like everything that we could do, especially because it was during COVID. So everything that we could do, we couldn't do as a boxer. So it was very depressing and everything. We stayed there the whole time. I think it was like 2 weeks or 2.5 weeks. Like if somebody lose, like for example, if a basketball team lose, they can go home because they eliminated. We couldn't. We had to stay there. We had to wait to each and every weight class fight, and you got to support your teammates. So, it was amazing to be there and a great experience, but it was real. It was hard. It was hard.
So after you went through all of those phases and then you finally get in the ring, when you got in the ring, round one, did you feel confident as the fight went on, or did you feel confident in round one, like I got this, I'm winning this thing?
I think, well, I don't know about a lot of people, because a lot of people say they don't be nervous, but as me, I'm always nervous because it's always that what if, like, what if I get tired? What if I twist my ankle? What if she gonna be stronger? What if? But as soon as that bell ring and the first punch is through, it's either me or her, and it's never gonna be me. So, you know,
And I'm sure you carry that with you, even going into the ranks in the
right.
professional world, right? So once you became, of course, Olympic bronze medalist, did you think about going pro, or was somebody encouraging you to go pro and say, "Hey, I think you got it," or were you like saying, "You know what? I'm just going to go pro, like voluntarily on my own"?
I really wanted to go pro because I wanted like more money, and I also felt like the Olympics and the amateurs were like rigged a little bit, and like biased a little bit, especially if you go over there in another country and you fight in their country. Like you're gonna have to kill that person that's from that country to beat them. So I've been to tournaments overseas where people walk up to the refs and be like, hey, we want a gold medal, here's $1,000, and the ref like, okay, you can get a gold medal at this tournament, like. So it's like I was just like over it, and I also wanted to be more financially stable, and I feel like the pros was paying more overall. But then when I left, I seen a tournament in Worlds where you can get $100,000, and I'm like, wow, like
So the motivation was, coming from the mud, as you call it, having that, desire to get out of the mud. Pro boxing was your lane that you wanted to go to. Because if it wasn't that, you had to go in the factory somewhere if
right.
you wasn't going.
Right. I was gonna have to be a slave or that factory. They said you don't got no life in that factory because you working
Yeah.
7 days sometime, like overtime. Yeah, so it wouldn't. Yeah, I wanted to go pro to be more financially stable and also to help out my family a little more. Go through Christmases where I can actually get everybody something for Christmas. Like
Yes.
I was at the time I was 21, 22 years old, and I feel like I should be doing more. Like why is my mom still giving me gas money at 21 years old? Like
But you know what? You're in a good place. Uh, being as young as you are, being very mature, being from the environment like the mud, you know how easy it is to be distracted and get pulled into that environment. But for you to have that mental toughness that you have and the determination, I commend you on it. And I'm sure everybody that's going to
thank
watch this
you,
interview is going to do the same thing.
thank you.
So you're so welcome. So you go over to the mud. That's where you from. You all in Georgia, and then you gonna come over to my city. What you come over to Philly for?
I try. Well, I heard of Bozy. He the best of the best. So me and my teammate Haven Brady Jr. He's also fighting tomorrow too. But we just wanted the best of the best. We wanted to go to that next level, and I feel like that's why I had to leave. My father, because I wanted to be the best of the best. Like I want to be more. I want to be better. I want a better life. I want more. Like I'm not satisfied with the life that I'm living. So I just want to be better.
Now I'm sure you realize this, and I'm biased because I know Bozy, I know Boots and them, Coach L, they my guys, and I'm biased, but I'm telling you, you are in good hands, and
Thank you.
and your performances speak volumes. You probably don't remember seeing me, but I was there when you came to Philly, 2300 Arena, beginning of this year.
Hmm.
You were very impressive in the ring. And I've never seen you. That was the first time I actually saw you compete. I think that was your second or third fight, right?
Yes,
In
my
Philly, right?
third. Yep.
Yep. So I turned to the person that was next to me, who's a good friend of mine. I said, "Who is that?" Because I saw you come out with Bozy and them, but I never like met you. And they said, "No, no, you watch out for her." And so, me being a USA boxing official, I'm a USA boxing judge, referee. I know when someone has the it factor coming from the amateurs and then they transition to the pros. I know when they have it, and I'm telling you this, Sugar, you have it.
Thank you.
You have the it factor. And I know I'm not the only manager that knows that because you have two good managers that do a wonderful job in this business. And I'm sure you're in good hands over in your management as well. So
Yeah.
you keep on doing what you're doing so that you can not just get out the mud, but you take your family out the mud and y'all can stay out the mud. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And so let's get to your fight November 10th. Who's your opponent on November 10th?
I think wow. I think it's Amanda or Samantha Pills or something like that. I know she
Yep.
fought a big fighter that had fought Clarissa. I'm really not good with names. I really know faces, but she's a tall fighter. She uses her jab a lot, so with tall fighters, we chop that tree down. So
That's right. So I knew being from the, you from the mud, I'm from the mud. I knew somewhere you was going to be like, I don't even, it don't even matter what her name is. I was waiting for that to come out. You
but
try to bring it up.
hey, I said it in a professional way because I said Amanda, Samantha. Hey, what DMX say? It was Tina, Katrina, Aretha. Hey, it really don't matter, but I was trying to be humble. Like,
Absolutely, absolutely. So let's dive into this. So you're over there with Bozy. Are you seeing the difference between how Bozy trained you compared to what you're accustomed to, growing up and going through the amateurs, and how Bozy's training you as a professional?
Yes, I would say I see a big change, but overall, I see their defense is A1 there. So I've been practicing a lot on my defense, so I got way better on my defense. Also, I'm slowing down and I'm putting my punches together as a pro. You sit down and you try to get them out of there piece by piece, but you think as you do it. As an amateur, you just overwhelm them, and the ref will 9 times out of 10 stop it when you overwhelm them. Da, 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 da. It could be 30 tit tats. Da, 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 da. Then you feel me? They stopping it. But pros, they not stopping there. You gotta hurt them. You gotta get them out of there. You gotta make the ref, do your job. Like if they not dizzy or stumbling, it's you gotta. So I'm really working on defense. Good, like so good. Been working on defense, been mastering my defense, and also sitting down and really putting the press on them.
Yup. Bozy is really good with different techniques that he used to improve on defense. One of his specialties. And a lot
Sure.
of people don't give Boots credit for his defensive skills because they're so used to him going on the offensive attack. They don't see the little subtle things that he do
Right.
in the ring with defense. And I'm sure you're learning more about that as well. When you are in the environment with Boots, and of course the world champion who just, been rumored
Right.
to now
Congratulations.
be the
Right.
IBF welterweight champion, Jerron Boots Ennis, my guy. When you're in the environment with a world champion, you're new as a pro. I mean, what motivation do you get being around a guy who came through the same ranking system as you, but now he's a world champion and he has over what 30 professional fights? He's the real deal. Everybody in the sport knows he is the real deal, but you're actually there in the gym training with the real deal. What motivation do you get being around both Boots?
At first, I was like, "Wow, I don't know if they gonna have enough time for me because boost this and boost that." But no, they're humble. They're my type of people, humble like me. Very respectful. Motivation, no encouraging. Like if he see me, dead tired on the back, 10 round. This my last one. He like, come on, Shay, and that little, come on, just make me go harder. Or if I look over and I'm gonna do it. Ha ha ha. I'm right. So it's very motivational. And then like you said, like he came up. He came up, started from nothing, and now he a champion. That just motivate us around him to even be in the same training situation as him because we can do that too. Like he came from, we can. Where I came from. So I'm
Yeah.
here right now. I feel like it was meant to be, and I feel like I'm on that road, and I just gotta wait my turn. I just gotta wait.
Absolutely. Well, there's 11 female welterweights in the United States, and you are ranked number two as a welterweight. Um, you have all the goods in front of you to make history. Being a welterweight, being a woman in a division that's not really stacked right now. When you win on November the 10th, what's next for you?
After I win November 10th, I got I don't really know for sure, but I know I got some more fights coming up. I would say maybe around February or March. I have a couple more fights coming up, but hopefully, after maybe like two more fights, I get that chance to fight for that belt.
Absolutely. You have our full support here from the channel. Give us some last words that you want to say, and then I'm going to ask you about how people can follow you, support you, be a part of the movement that you got going on. And we support women's boxing. I know some people don't really, know too much
Yeah,
about women's boxing or
yeah.
follow it, but on this channel we do because we love boxing. And so before we ask you how we can follow you, how we can support you, how we can get your social media handles and give you some encouraging words. Um, give us your last words. What message do you want to send to impact other female boxers that's thinking about being a pro, that's in the amateurs, or even are not in the amateurs, but they thinking about being an amateur boxer as a woman, as a female?
Well, I want to say first off, I want to say as a female, I want to say don't ever think you're like less than or you're, just because we fight 2 minutes, men fight 3 minutes, they get paid way more than us, but we fighting to get the 3 minutes and we fight to get the same paydays as the men, even though we're doing the same exact things. I just want to say nothing is going to happen like overnight. So, and it's also it's not going to be easy. Like I started boxing around maybe like 10 years old and I got my gold medal around 22 years old. So it took me 10 or 11 years to even get a gold medal. Like it's never going to happen overnight. If you looking for something to happen fast like that, this is not the sport. Like you got to put in years. Like I put in majority of my life, like 15 plus years. I'm only 25. Like that's more than half. So it's never going to, happen overnight. Don't get discouraged if you lose a fight. Go back to the drawing board, watch your fight, study what you messed up, and just keep pushing, just keep going no matter what. Like you feel bad, you had a bad day, a bad week, a bad month, it don't matter. Keep going. Like if you keep going, it's 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 impossible for you to fail. But if you quit, you're done. But if you keep going and keep grinding, keep pushing, like you gotta go. Look at me. I'm only 4-0 and I'm still fighting to this day. Like, this is my probably 15, 16th year boxing. I'm still fighting. Like it's not gonna be easy at all. Like it's a lot of blood, sweat, and tears, literally. Like it's not gonna be easy at all. But another thing I wanted to say, dang, what else I wanted to say? I forgot. It has slipped my mind what I wanted to say. But I think
You
it's gonna
got winning on your mind for tomorrow night. That's why you forgot, girl. You got winning on your mind.
right. I'm focused already. But my Instagram is just my name, just Oshae.JONES. But that's what I really be on Instagram. I don't really do too much other stuff. But just follow me on Instagram. That's all the support I want. Just share a picture or like a picture. That's all the support I want. And just tune in tomorrow. Tune in tomorrow at the 2300 Arena. We fighting. I'm fighting. Oh, this is what I got. Okay, so look.
All
So
right.
a lady had inboxed me and she was like, is it too late for me to start boxing? I just want to fight. I just want to da 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 da. And I'm like, no, it's never too late. My friend Michaela Mayer, she's a professional now. She a former world champion. She started boxing at 22 years old. She was world champion, I think, at like 32 years old, 30 years old. It took her 8 years, to be a world champ. Like, no, a little bit of amateur fights, probably like, I don't know, like 30 or something like that. A little bit of amateur fights and then straight professional and, you know, world champion. Like, don't ever let, your age, um, stop you or anything. Don't let nobody stop you. Don't let no discouraging words. No, if nobody believed you, don't let anything that's discouraged you or in your way, get it out of your way and focus. Have tunnel vision. Like whatever you want, you can get. I'm trying to tell you, you gotta stay focused and you gotta believe in yourself. But that's
Very
all.
well said.
No, for
Very,
real. Cause
very
I'm trying to tell them, like, for real. Like, I come from nothing. Like, for real. Like, seriously. Like, I don't even know. I be so speechless, but I be trying to get my point across. But it's just like, you just got to do it. Like, like as this camp, I was dead tired. My last 2 days, I had to make weight, dead tired. I just woke up and didn't even think about it. Just know, like, this my job. I got to go run. This my job. I got to eat fruit tonight. This my job. I can't drink past 10 o'clock tonight. Like tunnel vision, like focus.
Very well said. I appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. I'm going to see you tomorrow evening. The first
Okay.
time you came to 2300, I didn't get a chance to really talk to you. But girl, when I see
Yeah.
you tomorrow, we're going to bust it up after that win.
Yeah. Yeah. But you can't come too late because I fight early. So don't be too late.
No, no,
You
no. I'm
fight
going to be there
early. Okay.
early.
Okay. Okay.
No,
Okay.
listen, this is my city. I'm a
Yeah.
manager. This is my city. I walk through. They know what it is. I go in the
Period.
back. I'll be there
Period.
early.
Okay. I
All
appreciate
right.
you and thank you for having me.
Oh, anytime. We look forward to having you back. Thank you so much, Sugar. Appreciate you.
No problem. Thank you. Good night.
All right, salute.